Darryl, I listened to a podcast and you had three elite players watching video and you never said a word. And Kane was delving into the video and describing what he was thinking as he executed the play. Um, I just wonder if you can recall that particular thing where there were a number of other elite players there. It led to a great deal of engagement, observation, learning from each other. Do you recall that particular event, and can you comment on it if you did?
I will never forget that event for as long as I live. I can remember every detail, and it's led me down so much post event contemplation that it's so cemented in my psyche now. It's one of the most impactful things I've ever been a part of. I'll lay out the context just a little bit to give you some greater insight, and then I'll go through kind of what my takeaways were. When we were doing an NHL camp in Florida, and I had suggested to Patrick, because I had seen an article on football where a guy had done this on football, and I said, maybe we should try it. And he said, I don't know, like, do you think that the players will open up? Like, it could be a dud. I said, I don't know, let's try it. So what we did was we just took them to a restaurant, and we had a TV in the restaurant. And we started off the TV in the restaurant. And Patrick got up, and there was a clip. He did not see the clip beforehand. He had no idea what video was going to pop up. And he just like, oh yeah, I remember this. And he knew the play. He knew all the players. He knew the situation. He knew the 3 or 4 games that led into that particular game that he was describing. And then he started talking about all the details that surrounded that environment. And one of the interesting pieces that he mentioned was the play was against Pittsburgh, and it was a situation in which he was going behind the net. And you know how sometimes he'll go behind the net and halfway he'll pass it back the way he came from to a guy who's wide open and shoots it in the empty net. So he said to me, or he said to the group, he said, well, like Letang's right-handed. So because he's right-handed, that means he can't defend this part of his body as easily. So that's why I knew that play was going to be available. So then one of the other players was like, hold on, timeout. You know the handedness of the players that you're playing against? And Patrick was like, well, yeah, like, don't you? Like, in Patrick's mind, he was like that's a prerequisite to playing. Like, you got to know what handedness everybody is. Like, that's like you shouldn't play. You can't, he can't play unless he knows that. Other players are in the room going, oh my God, like he's talking about something that's like, it's like a prerequisite for him. He couldn't play the game if he didn't know this information. And then you got a whole other group of players who are unbelievable world-class athletes themselves, who are just as accomplished as he is, if not more, who are saying, wow, like, I can't even believe that you know that. Like, I don't even think about something like that, which then sparked the discussion. Once that discussion got going, then, of course, I felt confident to put up the next clip. So I had another clip of another player. Again, he's sitting there. He has no idea what the clip is. I put it up. He's like, oh, yeah, I remember this. And then he goes on to do the same thing. And we did 6 different videos that day. And they would talk about a video clip, and I'm not joking, over 30 minutes on one video clip. It was incredible. And so from there, we did it again in the following year. And then we did it again the last year. And then last year when we did it, we had the women do it. We had, picture this, Wally. I had U.S. Olympians, Canadian Olympians in the same room with a Canada versus U.S. game talking about individual, like, skill application. It was unbelievable the amount of insight that they were doing and the talk, and then their ability to share the respect that they have for each other was perhaps the most profound thing I've been a part of. I've never seen anything like in the NHL. There's a lot of that, of course, but they see each other, they play, and there's it's very different. Canada, U.S. like to win a gold medal, you're gonna have to play against these people. There's a level of hate that has to be acquired to be able to do that, and to see them collaborating and going, yeah, like you do that really well, and they're really complimentary towards each other, which fostered the discussion. It's like those experiences led me to believe that we should be doing it more amongst, whether it's teams or groups or whatever, that we should create these environments. And I've done it, many different variations of these things ever since with Ella's group. I've done a lot of stuff with her and had her. I had a situation recently when COVID started where I had Ella and her friends and an NHL player come on Zoom, and we did, and they were describing their clips, and Ella and her teammates were asking questions to the player to describe the clips, and then they were providing insight and asking questions. And it's become a thing now, and I don't know that I'll do anything going forward that doesn't include some type of thing that's like that, because I feel so passionate about how powerful that environment is on everyone. Everybody who's been a part of it with me has come away from it saying it was unbelievable. They couldn't believe it. So that tells me I need to do it more.